Hello, viewers of the Spell Ray. Welcome to What If Asta was in Fairytale. This most recent part, I will try to do my best to catch you up if this is your first video. If not, check out the playlist. I also started the Anime What If subreddit. Not, in truth, I'm the only person there, but I'm hoping to have it grow. So there's a place for the Anime What If community to gather and share their ideas. The other thing is, I'm going to be coming out with 2 new what ifs soon. Maybe, hopefully within the next month. I'm also hoping to boost up my production schedule. I was hoping to get this video out last week, but last week was real busy for me. Those what ifs are going to be, what if Asta had the Sharingan? I am going to take it in a different direction than other people I've seen. And the other one is, what if Midoriya had a copy quirk and was All for One's son. If either of those sound good, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you just skipped to the What If Asta Was in Fairytale segment, then I hope you enjoy. So, previously on What If Asta Was in Fairytale, the team made it to Tenro Island after getting shipwrecked, Asta finding out that he was tricked by Natsu into coming, Lucy, Asta, well, the entire group is somewhat dreading the wrath of Urza, and they discovered stuff faster than in canon, like the island actually being full of natural demons, and that they're most likely under the side effects of some sort of spell. They also believe that the effects are coming from a temple located on the island. So we start off with our protagonists going to the temple on Galoon Island. So, Lucy, how did you sleep? Asta said, rather cheerfully. Lucy would just respond, horrible, Natsu and Gray snore. Asta and Gray snored all night. As Asta just chuckled. Sorry about not warning you. And she just asked, how did you sleep through it? It's pretty simple. I had earplugs. As Lucy would just look at him and say, and you didn't think to hand me any? Sorry, I only had one pair. And I guess I just got used to it, so I didn't think to bring another. As they proceeded towards the temple on Galoon Island, they would begin trying to brainstorm what could cause this, with even Natsu questioning whether or not they should have taken this job. He expected it just to be a simple curse-lifting mission, but first the islanders wanted him to destroy the moon, which they couldn't do, for obvious reasons. Then, according to Asta's investigation, they're like this because of the side effects of a spell. The kind of spell that could do that to them, even beings that are attuned to magic like the villagers, would be massive and take a long time. Their immediate concern was it was some sort of dark magic, but there was no sign of that kind of thing on the island. As they begin walking, as they just heard a thud, as they turned around to see a giant rat in a maid costume. Asta would just look at it and say, are you kidding me? Why is there a giant rat on an island? As Gray would just say, aren't you... The thing's wearing a maid costume. How do you miss that? As Asta would just say, yeah, but the thing just looks so weird. It's taking my brain a minute to process it. As the rat proceeded to attack them. All of them would dodge the claw, with Lucy jumping back while the others just hop away and proceed for a counterattack. But then the rat opened up its mouth and breathed out very bad-smelling chemicals and whatnot, as Happy and Lucy would just yell, "This stinks!" as Natsu would be overwhelmed by the smell, nearly passing out. Asta would just say, "Don't breathe it in. I don't know what this will do to you." It smells like rotten eggs on top of a dead corpse that somehow was on a pile of sewage. Pretty sure this will kill you if you have long-term exposure. Gray would just say, "Yeah, you don't have to tell us twice," as they proceed to run, dodging the noxious-smelling breath. As Gray wound up creating Ice Make Floor, as the rat slipped up and tumbled around. Lucy would then say, "Hey, I think I see the temple, guys. Let's go while that thing's down." As Gray and Natsu just say, "Let's beat it up while it's down," as they begin kicking the thing in the head. As a second later, they did proceed to enter the old temple. Gray would just ask, "So, Natsu, did the villagers tell you what to expect?" And he said no. They didn't even actually know this thing was the issue. They thought it was the issue, but they could never get close. Which was another clue that they weren't human, since this place is sacred ground and would be protected against them, even though it's a little odd that despite them being the only inhabitant on this island, that this temple would be erected and they wouldn't be able to enter it. But it's also possible that whoever set up the thing set up some sort of illusion to keep people out. As Natsu said, "Man, this place is run down," as he proceeded to stomp on the floor. This stone floor even looks worn down. As Lucy just said, "Don't stomp on it." As, after one final stomp, they heard a large crack. As Gray just said, "Natsu," as the floor then gave way beneath them. "You are an idiot," as they proceeded to fall down a shaft. Well, no, it wasn't a shaft. It was closer to a pit or ravine. Stumbling down, Natsu would be the first one to ask, "Is everyone alright?" As Happy would just say, "Aye, sir. I'm pretty sure everyone's okay," as they all sounded off. But before Gray could start going off on Natsu for stomping on a floor that looked to run down, Natsu would have walked around a corner and said, "Guys, I think you need to look at this." As they turned the corner, seeing a large creature frozen in ice, Lucy would be slack-jawed, same with Asta, and just say, "What is that thing?" As Gray, having traumatic flashbacks, would just say, "That's Deliora. How is it here? Why is it here?" Asta would just respond, "Wait, Deliora, as in the books of Zareth Deliora, the one that destroyed the countries to the north? That Deliora?" As Gray would just slowly nod. As Gray goes into his backstory about Deliora destroying his home city, killing his parents, and that his master sealed it away. You know, the stuff that happens in canon. But he has no idea why it's here, or how would they even transport this? Asta would just say, "What kind of spell did your master use to seal it?" As Gray just looked and said it was iced shell. Asta, not knowing that one, would just say, "And that is," as Gray just said, "it's a spell that turns the user's body, life force, and magic into a protective shell of ice. It cannot be melted by any means." As Asta just says, "There's one way." As Gray just looked at him, using moon drip to slowly erode the magic. Lucy just looking shocked, like, "Someone wants to free this thing?" Natsu just says, "Oh, big deal, we'll just punch it," as he flames his fist. Gray would just yell at him, "Don't go anywhere near it." Natsu just said, "Chill, Gray. Like a little fire's gonna melt that amount of ice." As they heard some people coming down saying, "I thought I heard a voice." As Asta, Natsu, and Gray decided to hide to get more information. Two men would walk down, one with an odd hat, and the other one would have a dog-like face. Call back that they don't see anything, as a woman will just walk out and say that her pet had someone beat it up. There's definitely someone powerful on the island. Asta would just swallow hard. They have no idea what these people can do, and they have no idea what overall goal is. As they just said, the Ice Emperor will be pleased to hear that it seems that the ice is deteriorating as well. It should be done in a day or so. As Gray was about to jump in and attack them, Lucy would just put her hand on his shoulder and say, "Not now." As the three people would leave, our trio would get out of their hiding spot. Natsu regretting taking the job request with how dangerous this has become. But then Gray would say something. "I don't know what these people are, but we need to stop them. Even if their master wishes to kill Deliora, I doubt he could. That would probably be a tough job for guild arts." As they looked at him as they came up with a plan. As they went to go stop the Cold Emperor before nightfall. Alright, so that's where I'm going to have to leave it for right now. Luckily, I managed to get this out on time. I was having some issues. Sorry if it doesn't sound as good. I'm trying to work with a different microphone and all that. So, if you liked this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out the What If Anime subreddit I started. I hope it will be a place where the community can get together and you can share your what if ideas, fanfiction ideas, whatever you want to call them. And content creators can also share their content on the subject, even memes. And I will also be starting 2 new what ifs soon, which you'll know if you watch the first bit of my video. This will be the Spell Re, signing off.